I've always wondered how much watts my Dyson vacuum takes. Looks like it says 902 watts. Oh, going less than 900 watts now. 890-ish, 887 watts. Okay, that is interesting. Hey guys, RPM here, hope you're doing well. Having another great day in this video. I just wanted to talk about, you know, I'm still expanding. I'm still trying to set up my new crypto mining house location, as all of you know, and it's been a lot of fun, to be honest. I've been, you know, documenting my whole journey. As most of you know, I have a new 400 amp service. Well, it's 2x200 amp circuit panels. And a lot of you know that I've been just slowly ramping up, running 240 volt 30 amp everywhere around my crypto mining basement here. And most of you know that I will eventually get a shelf and hopefully be situated for having a lot of mining rigs here. And I'll probably have to run another 30 amp 240 volt up there so I can have at least 230 amps. I think that should be enough to have majority of the mining rigs here. And then, I don't know, some of you guys may see this and be like, Red Panda, you still have a lot more capacity to run more mining rigs somewhere. And yes, I will. And so I just want to talk with you all, you know, about more stuff here. Been hearing it from everybody, especially for those that are getting out of crypto mining now and are afraid to take the risk of essentially expanding, or maybe afraid of getting into mining now, especially with today's market conditions and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just something I'm just want to freely talk about as I set up some stuff here, okay? Geek of all trades, my friend, thank you for sending me this insane server. This is a Dell PowerEdge R820. This is a 4 CPU, I forgot which CPU, and 512 gigabytes of RAM server. It's just insane. Dual, I think these are dual 1100 watt Dell Platinum server PSUs. So what an insane server. Geek of all trades, man, thank you so much for this, man. This is, I have never seen a 4 CPU Dell server like this before. So example, if I open this up like this, and then I can lift this up, there's another 2 CPUs and I think 256 gigs of RAM at the bottom here. So just a crazy server. And you know what? Let's go ahead and let me try and let's go ahead and turn this on. Be right back. 4 2.2 gigahertz 10 core processors. That is just insane. Thank you so much, Geek of all trades. And you also sent me 2 48 port Cisco switches and your stickers as well, man. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Everyone, please go subscribe to Geek of all trades. Dude, I'm gonna be sending you a package, so be on the lookout for that, man. And I think in the shipping, we had a little bit of an issue. I think the Cisco switch got kind of bent, but I'm sure it's fine. The other one is okay, and it looks like the server is obviously, it seems to be just fine as well. This is nice, man. 2.5 inch drives. I'm wanting to find like the 1.6 terabyte like SSD, enterprise SSDs. I think I've seen them for a good price on eBay, so that's what I'm hoping to populate all these for. But otherwise, I don't really know what I'm gonna be using this insane 4 CPU, 10 core processors server for. Like, I don't know, like, I guess I'll put like VMware on it, and then I can run like, I don't know, a whole bunch of virtual machines because it has 512 gigabytes of RAM. You guys can see here, right? I'm not only expanding into like I guess ASIC miners and like GPU mining rigs and such. I am also wanting to get into like servers and nodes and all that kind of stuff. And not only that though, like I need a file server and VMs for all of my different like wallets and such, and I'm going to be managing stuff that way and be able to test out, you know, whatever software that comes my way that will be able to do that in its own subnet, its own VLAN, in its own virtual machine, so I can test out wallets or whatever, right? All that kind of stuff that I've been wanting to do for a very long time now. And I also need a server for like my file storage for my videos and, you know, video editing stuff, and maybe a Plex server of some sort. So I'm expanding, you know, in that regard, right, with servers and stuff. Now, some of you may be asking, Red Panda, what about like, are you going to be buying more like ASICs or getting into more, you know, GPUs and such? And I think majority of you guys know that I haven't sold any of my GPUs. And I said in that video I did of I'm not selling any of my GPUs, is that it took me so long to acquire all of those GPUs, and the fact that Nvidia is like stopping production on a lot of their GPUs, and so, you know, prices of those GPUs right now are still kind of high. I mean, like MSRP, depending on where you can buy them, they haven't really come down to levels where I thought they would be. Like I think RTX 3070s are still over $350 to $400 USD. So that's still up there in my opinion. And you know, flagship GPUs like 4090s and, you know, all that kind of stuff are over $1,500 to $2,000. So who the heck is gonna buy that, right? I'm not buying those types of prices right now, no. But if I personally see a good deal on like 3070s, maybe, you know, A2000s or something, then I will buy those. But only if it's a good price, right? Only if the price is right. So I'm always on the lookout for deals, and you know, I'm still wanting to expand. And I think a lot of you guys know that I have a lot of GPUs offline, especially in my crypto mining basement. And so in this house here that I got last year, as most of you know, this whole new house here is like my whole new home base, right? I have 400 amps of power, and obviously I still have the other crypto mining basement as well, which actually has lower cost per kilowatt hour. So I'm still majority mining over there, but this second area here is where I am living as well, right? This is my new home base, and I obviously have a lot more room to set up more mining rigs and a lot more power capacity, right? Versus if I were to, I guess, buy a warehouse, right? I bought this house here, but some people were asking, Red Panda, like, why didn't you go into like a warehouse? And you know, I have many reservations about that. I did look into, you know, renting or leasing a warehouse, and the cost for doing that was actually a lot. And you know, there was a lot of fees and a lot of other expenses that come about, you know, renting a warehouse, and it just wasn't feasible at the time. When I was looking for a house and versus like, you know, renting a warehouse or something, I said to myself, you know what, instead of putting the money into renting or leasing a warehouse, I might as well just get a mortgage and then just, you know, buy a house like this and, you know, renovate it and get it all up to par with how I want it, and I can set it all up the way I want it, and I am essentially putting the money into my own equity, into my own, you know, this own place here, instead of money into someone else's pocket. So that's essentially why I didn't go with getting a warehouse or renting a warehouse. Just forget about, you know, buying a warehouse in my area, because they are millions of dollars. And trying to get, you know, commercial electric, you know, 1 megawatt or something out there would cost a lot, which I really did not have that type of money. I had this type of money to upgrade to 400 amps, right? I had this kind of money because this was only about, what, 23,000 USD to do, versus going commercial, you know, having like a megawatt or something that would cost over 100 grand, probably more. So hopefully majority of you guys understand why I went this route into a house rather than a warehouse. Sure, I am going to be paying more for electric in this area versus maybe commercial electric, but I believe I'm making a better purchase overall, because hopefully in the future, not now of course, but hopefully in the future, that this house will appreciate in price, and so my investment here will be hopefully pretty good, that I can sell this place for a lot more than what I bought it for. And plus, this is a place I can obviously call home, much more space to do whatever I want. I think this is just overall a better idea than buying a warehouse. Look at this SciTech keyboard. I think I've had this since like 2005. And oh, Looks like the server just went offline. Oh, no, it's initializing firmware. Ah, that's pretty cool. Okay, that took a while. But hey, Geek of All Trades, thanks again, man. I really don't know what I'm gonna do with this server. You guys can let me know down below. So a few of you know, I guess in terms of expanding, I've been running power and internet and networking and all that kind of stuff. I'm expanding in that way. Yes, that's what I've been focusing on recently, is the infrastructure, right? And expanding the infrastructure and such. And I think a lot of people that are getting into mining are probably gonna have to think about that as well, especially if you're like a home miner or maybe mining in a condo. Mining in a condo is definitely rough. I guess you have a bit more restriction in that regard because you have a lot less space. You have to worry about heat a lot more and noise and all that kind of stuff. But in a house where I am, I'm in a detached area, is that I don't have to worry about sound anymore. I don't have to worry about the neighbors and that kind of thing. So this is definitely okay. And you know, eventually I am gonna move this L7 out because it is very loud. So I've been just hearing from a lot of people that, you know, there's been a lot of negativity, and it's just not just negativity, but just a lot of people just pessimistic of how everything is going right now, especially in today's market, right? Especially with crypto mining, how things are no longer profitable and such. And so there's gonna be a lot of people who are getting out of crypto mining, and it shows, right? I think I've talked about that before, as well as, you know, I've been losing subscribers, I've been losing viewers, and you know, I don't really care much about that. I mean, for those that are quitting, are those exactly like in previous markets, in previous bear markets of like 2018, 2019, people who are leaving the markets are going to regret, are seriously gonna regret in the future that if they kept in this space, kept accumulating hardware, accumulating the coins as effectively and efficiently as possible. I mean, that's like the best way. And just to dive into like efficiency, those who can really stay lean and mean in today's market and in the bear market, those are the guys that are gonna win out, obviously. Of course, really depends on your electrical cost. If you can tune your mining rigs enough that you are not spending so much on electric, it just has to make sense that you are still essentially, you know, profitable in a way, at least maybe breaking even, or for those that are able to pay for their electrical bill out of their pocket and then waiting for those coins to, you know, 10x or 100x further than what you are mining today, right? And there's been many times of people mining coins these days that have gone up more than 5x, 10x in the previous, you know, bull run, right? In the bear markets, if you're mining, and then obviously in the next bull run, there's a lot of coins that went up 5x or 100x or whatever. And those people made the right call, right? You took the risk to do something like that. So essentially, for me, exactly, I'm doing the same thing. I'm basically risking, I'm paying for all this type of infrastructure now. And in the future, I'm hoping that it will, you know, play out in the future, obviously. So I'm taking the risk of still continuing to mine these days. Sure, I'm maybe breaking even, maybe not on my L7, but on my GPUs right now, I haven't been selling any of the coins that I've been mining, right? I'm hoping that in the future that those coins are going to, you know, appreciate, and then whatever I mine today, the yield that I'm mining today is going to be worth 5x, 10x more than what I paid for out of pocket today in electric. That's basically the strategy that I think a lot of people have been doing. Oh, not a lot, but for those that are able to stay in the bear market, especially in today's bear market, here we are today. Market conditions are pretty down. The economy is completely down, and everyone, you know, mentally and physically is probably emotionally down. I think mentally for all of us right now, it is definitely a huge hurdle to think about, you know, should I upgrade? Should I expand? Should I buy this, you know, these cheap hardware that we're seeing right now? And, you know, same with what happened in previous bear markets, you know, hardware is cheap, right? So I'm not saying now is the right time to buy, but, you know, prices for hardware is cheaper than what it is before, right? Okay, guys, look at this. We're in VMware. Looks like, oh, Geek of All Trades. Thanks for having VMware ESXi on here. Looks like, yeah, Dell R820, 4 Intel Xeon CPU E5 4640 V2s, and then at 2.2 gigahertz, and then there's 480 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, I thought it was 512, but looks like it says 480 instead. What a baller server. I can run so many virtual machines on here. It's gonna be insane, insane. Stay tuned for this video, guys. I'm probably gonna put a new version of VMware on there, and then, or I don't know, something else. So I'm planning on putting TrueNAS on this Dell R410, And then these two Dell R5, what are these? R620s are gonna be for the VM hosts. And then I'm gonna turn this into like an iSCSI, essentially a SAN using TrueNAS. I know I did a video, I don't know, a couple weeks back or maybe a month ago that I was looking for a SAN, a dedicated SAN, but to be honest, I might as well just turn a regular server into a SAN that way. And I'm gonna utilize a software called TrueNAS or FreeNAS. I think it used to be called FreeNAS and now it's called TrueNAS. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be fun. All right, guys, I don't know if I don't know if I explained everything that I wanted, but I'm essentially still going. Obviously, I think a lot of you guys know that. I truly believe that we are gonna come to a time when things are gonna come back up again. And I'm just getting ready for that. I'm obviously, still expanding, getting the infrastructure up, and I'm gonna be ready with all the hardware that, I'll be able to quickly just turn on once things are gonna be amazing again. And there is gonna be a time when that is gonna come. Sure, I know recently it's been like, Caspa, maybe some people are mining Radiant, there's a lot of coins out there that people are mining profitably, but really depends on their electrical cost. Changes all the time, prices change all the time. But when things start going back up, I'm gonna be ready, and I know that a lot of you guys who still believe that crypto in general is probably gonna go back up again and not financial advice, or I guess essentially when everything else in the world comes back to normal conditions, market conditions start getting a lot better, then mining is gonna be great again. Guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Oh, I just got the D-Rock meters in. I can install this now. Yes. There we go, right there. I'm gonna, swap that out.